Hello, this is Richard Wisher. I'm flying my Mavic Pro drone at Portholme this morning in the Huntingdon. So we've just taken off, and just to give you a bit of an update about what we've got out here, just wait a second. So this is Portholme. It was an airfield just before the First World War. So it's a water meadow. It's really flat. Very good for drone flying, certainly sort of testing your drone. So I'm here at Portholme. It's a lovely morning. The wind is variable, about 2 knots, so hardly any wind at all. Temperature is 12 degrees, pressure's 10-13. The visibility is 10 kilometers, and cloud is scattered at about 1100 feet. Probably a bit more cloudy than it was about an hour ago, so it's getting more cloudy. I've got to be careful here to watch out for, I'm in the middle of doing my permission for commercial operations training, and I went on the ground school a couple of weeks ago, and the thing that I really got from that was situational awareness. So what you've got to be aware of is what's happening around you. So the weather's one part of it, but also what's the air situation about. So there's 2 airfields nearby. There's Huntingdon, which is to the north, and there's RAF Whitton, which is not that far away, about 2 or 3 miles away. I checked them both this morning on the maps, looked at the NOTAMs and the TAFs, and there's no activity, but it's something you still got to keep aware of, because there's still light aircraft flying from those locations which could come over here, so I've got to be aware. I've checked out, done my pre-analysis. I've used AeroWeather, Sky Demon and Drone Assist, so I'm prepared for the flight. So let's give you a look around. So let's take you up. I'll give you a quick look around Portholme, show you what it's about. Okay, so I'm flying out into the middle of the Okay, so as you can see, I'm in the middle of Portholme here. So I'll just sort of show you around, show you some of the bearings. So if I turn around this way a bit, you can see Godmanchester and the river, the locks at Godmanchester. If I look around a little bit more, you can see the river almost at the tree line. And then when we get to the edge of the river, you can see the bridge, the A14 going over the River Ouse. So on the side I just looked at, we've got a river bounding the water meadow, so it's a good boundary. As we come round, you'll be able to see Huntingdon and some houses along the edge of the river, edge of the Portholme. But again, those are across a river, a small river that runs down this side. And then if we look over here, again the river runs along the bottom edge of Portholme. And then if we look right round, you can see that there's the East Coast Main Line railway line. So it's a really good place. It's flat. It's a water meadow, so it's very good. It's got no obstructions. There's rivers on 3 sides and a railway line on the other side, so it's a really good place. In terms of keeping people away, let's take you around. The first one is that there's the, let's take you over here. So along here, you see I'm beginning to approach it, is the, there's a Ouse Valley Way, which is a walk. So there's people walking down the centre of the field, so you can keep an eye on them. They tend to keep to the main footpath. And then there's another path along the top edge, which is a footpath from Huntingdon to Brampton. So again, you can keep that in. You can keep that in sight. You can keep that more or less. Just keep a weather eye on that. People tend to stick to the pathways around about here. I'm just seeing way above my drone. There's now an aircraft going over, but it's miles high with contrails. so there is air activity. The clouds really are fantastic this morning. They're getting a bit darker and they're moving around a little bit, but hardly any wind, which is great. So I'm now going to just do some figures of 8. So I'm well out now, but I can see the drone quite clearly. So I'm going along, and then I turn to the left, take it out that way. This is a fantastic day for flying. It is. You just got to make sure that you've got your situational awareness going. So although I can see the drone, you've got to be careful that you're actually pointing it in the right direction. And it's something you really got to concentrate on. So we're doing our figure 8. Wrong way. So there's a bird nearby, blackbird, just keeping well away, and I'll keep well away from it as well. So, a couple of crows about. I just tend to keep, it's a big enough place, I can keep well away from the crows. I have a good height here as well. It's a nice day. As I say, hardly any wind whatsoever, which is really fantastic. So now what I'll do is I'll start coming down. I'll do stuff from a slightly lower altitude. I was told on the course that there's this issue called vortex ring, which is when you bring drones down vertically. Tends to be the heavier drones. The Mavic is not really affected by that very much, although it's obviously something you've got to keep watch out for. So I'm now heading across across Portholme, travelling a fair distance. I've got to stay within 500 meters, which is although the Mavic has got a range of 7 kilometers. There we go, it's coming towards me. Fantastic. So now I'm just doing some fairly large circuits. You've got to concentrate quite hard on understanding the orientation of your drone, because it's quite a small drone. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do practice a landing. So I'll do it, bring it back. So what will happen is, it should go up. Well, let's move it out of it. And I'll do it's a good thing to practice as an emergency return home. So what I'll do is I'll take it out to a distance. I've got no obstacles in the way here, but let's just see what happens. So if I press the just check. Okay, now we seem to be okay. Just checking the battery, the distance and all the various other parameters. Okay, so what I do is I do the emergency return home. So I press that button.
Go home.
So what it does, it climbs. I've got no instructions here, but it climbs to a certain height. Then it automatically comes back. Okay, now it comes back.
Landing.
Okay, so we're coming down. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right smack bang in the middle. So